One of the key features for OrcaSlicer 2.4.0 Alpha is Orca Cloud. What is Orca Cloud? Orca Cloud is a centralized platform that allows you to sync your profiles, share your profiles as bundles with the community, and a Community Explore feature where other members can view your profiles and subscribe to them to sync back to their local OrcaSlicer. Click Login and sign in. Once you're signed in, you get a pop-up asking you to synchronize your profiles. You can choose to select yes or no. In this case, I'm going to select yes. Now you're connected to Orca Cloud. But what does Orca Cloud actually look like? In order to explore that, we need to go to cloud.orcaslicer.com. And I'm going to enter my credentials here as well. As you can see, I have all my profiles synced to the cloud from OrcaSlicer. Now let's explore the features. We have two features here. One is called Profiles, and the other one is called Bundles. Let's go to Profiles. Under Profiles, you will be able to view all your profiles that were synced from OrcaSlicer, be it printer, filament, and process. Let's take this for an example. So I have my Bamboo Lab X1C profile, which is the process profile here. And when you click on that, you see the standard JSON version of that profile here. You have two options here. You can copy this raw JSON. Basically, what it's going to do is copy this, and you can paste it in a text editor and save it as a JSON. We have another wonderful feature that allows you to actually view the history of the profile changes that were made between Cloud and the Slicer for this particular profile under the process. If I click on History, what I'm going to see is a number of version rows under Timeline. This is the Timeline section, and this section shows you a side-to-side difference between the current and the selected version. For example, I have the latest one selected, and that's the current version. You can add tags to each of them. You can add a label, and you can add also a description for each of those versions so that you can refer back to later if you would like to fall back to a particular version. Here, I have made some labels already. You can see I have one called Default, one called With Changes, another label with further changes. So let's say I want to fall back to this version, which is called With Changes. So from Default, which is my current here, I would like to go back to this version, which has a layer height of 0.28 and the initial layer print height of 0.21. All you need to do is click on that particular version and select Restore to Selected. Now, that's going to update the current version to the version that we restored to. As you can see, my current version has a layer height of 0.28 and the initial layer print height of 0.21. If I close this window and I click on my overall latest version of that profile, you can see that the JSON is updated to that particular version. So that's the version history control feature within the profile section. Back in OrcaSlicer, we're already logged into Orca Cloud. As you can see, this is the profile that I was editing back in Orca Cloud. My layer height and the first layer height is 0.2 and 0.2, which is the default. But I had changed this to the latest version with the changes back in Orca Cloud. What I need to do is go to File and click Sync Presets. Once I do that, you can see that now my layer height and my first layer height has been updated exactly to what I had set for my current version to be in Orca Cloud. Now let's move on to bundles. What are bundles? Shared bundles is a feature that allows you to share bundles with the community. You can subscribe to bundles yourself, and you can also explore other bundles that have been shared by the community. Let's start with creating a bundle. In order to create a bundle, all you need to do is click on the plus sign located here. And this brings up an interface that allows you to edit the details of your bundle. For example, let's say I wanted to include a printer bundle, and here we have a bamboo printer that is the Bamboo Lab P1 S.4 nozzle. Let's call it something like Bamboo 0.4 nozzle. Processed. Layer height. Adjusted. You can drop in images, or you can leave it blank, or you can also add in further details. For example, in this case, I'm going to call it layer height 0.28. Let's just leave it at that. You can add a bundle version, which is optional. You can also add compatible printers, which is optional. But in this case, I'm going to add the P1S here. You can click on this option here, which will generate the compatible printers from the selected profiles itself. What that does is read the particular profile and find the printer name that's being used. You can also share the compatible OrcaSlicer version. For example, I'm going to add 2.3.2 on this one, and you can add certain tags. For example, in this case, I could add Bamboo as a tag. This helps the community find your profile easily using the search options later, which I'll get to. So you can add bamboo. Let's say I want to add layer height as well. And for the purpose of this video, I will leave it as private. I don't want to make it a public bundle. And then I click Create. Automatically, you're going to see the bundle being created. And what I do get is a share option where I can share using one of these many presets that we already have. These are some of the common social media and messaging websites and applications. You can also copy this link and share it with your colleague or a community member. So what that leads to is to a page with your title, your description, your JSON update, and using that particular profile. If you have more than one profile added, like it could be process, filament, or printer, all of them would be added under here. You have created your shared bundle. You have a couple of options here to once again share, and you have another option here called the Manage Private Whitelist. So what is that? The Manage Private Whitelist allows you to share a private bundle to registered members in Orca Cloud. For example, in this case, I created a private bundle as you saw earlier while I was creating the bundle. In this case, what would happen is I would need to explicitly share these with specific users who would have access to this bundle. All you would need to do is enter the username here. And if it's a recognizable username in the database, what we're going to see is that the username gets listed under the whitelisted user section. You have the option to remove it as well or just leave it. So what happens now is that the user that you just added will be receiving an email from you, and that email will say that you have been invited to a private bundle. Click on this link to subscribe. And once subscribed, only they will be able to view and sync that profile back to OrcaSlicer. So you can edit your bundle here, and you can also share this bundle. But make sure that if you're sharing a private bundle, you would need to add the username under the whitelist. Now let's go to the Explore tab. The Explore tab allows you to view all available profiles that have been shared by the community. If I wanted to subscribe to a particular bundle, all I would need to do is click on that particular profile. You can read the description. And if you feel you would like to check out and try out this profile and sync back to your slicer, all you need to do is click subscribe. And you also have the option to share this particular profile with another member, either using the link directly or basically using one of these options here. Now, where do I see all my subscribed bundles? All my subscribed bundles are located under the Subscribed Bundles tab. As you can see in this case, I am subscribed to 3 bundles here. When I subscribe, for example, to this bundle, this particular bundle is automatically synced to my OrcaSlicer, and you do have the option to unsubscribe. If I unsubscribe to this particular bundle, you will notice that it's no longer showing up under your Subscribed Bundles folder, and you would also no longer see that particular profile in your OrcaSlicer. Let's head back and let's look at that profile again, and let's subscribe to it again. This particular bundle is for PLA. It's a filament bundle. We can go back to OrcaSlicer. Once I sync my presets, I need to add my H2D printer. So let me just add my H2D printer. And yeah, there you go. As you can see, I have my bundle preset synced in, which I just subscribed to here. For more information, you can also access the Cloud Wiki. When you click on that, there's a detailed step-by-step guide for all the areas that I had just described. And under the user settings, you can make changes like your profile details, the appearance. You can go to light or the dark mode, the language, and other settings.